Gabe Ross with your First Alert forecast.
Just take it over to 9:42 on this Sunday morning. Do want to tell you about the risk of some severe rated storms possible, mainly late afternoon and evening, starting to taper off a little closer to midnight. Good idea to keep an eye on your First Alert weather app. Just a marginal risk as outlined by the Storm Prediction Center. Damaging winds the primary concern, but you know how these garden variety storms are. They will include some torrential downpours, probably some lightning, and just some generally gusty winds. Won't even rule out some small hail, but all in all, worth paying attention to the weather, especially this evening if you've got maybe plans to bust the grill out here for this, NFL kind of Sunday. Of course, watching the tube. We'll see how it shakes out. For now, shaking out pretty nice. Mostly sunny skies across our West Shore Home First Alert sky cams. Temps pretty firmly now in the 70s. A couple upper 60s holdouts. Elizabethtown, one of those. Winds generally out of the south. And of the light variety if you plan on heading to the beach today. Water conditions improving just a little bit. Breakers about 1 to 2 feet. Still a moderate to even locally high risk for rip currents, but conditions continue to improve in the days ahead. Just coming off of high tide cycles here for the beaches. Riverfront and Battleship around 11:30 or so, and offshore small crafts urged to exercise caution. 2 to 4 foot waves there, about 11 seconds in between. Again, lee as well to the north, so concerns for dangerous surf and rip currents not really going to be an issue for much of next week, which is good because those summer days are slowly coming to an end. Next Saturday, which you'll see in the 7-day, the official start actually happens at like 2 o'clock in the morning, so most of the day is going to be really summer focused. Composite radar and satellite showing you those showers coming in from the west. Still a ways out, but you'll want to keep an eye on the radar, of course, if you've got any outdoor plans. A couple of those showers just approaching I-95 of the harmless variety at this point, but some more substantial showers still off to the west. So the speed of this will obviously be a big factor of it too. But around 3 o'clock, most folks going to be on the dry side, starting maybe to get a few trailers crossing near Highway 701, so Bladen County, Columbus counties, you'll want to keep an eye out for those showers. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably the biggest times, and then around 11 o'clock to midnight. Still left with some cloud coverage, temps in the 60s and 70s, but a lot of the heavy stuff is going to be done. In fact, I think there's a good chance we get some additional clearing come tomorrow morning, starting off in the middle and upper 60s en route again to the 70s and lower to mid 80s by the afternoon. Just a few fair weather clouds left over, but it's that shift in breezes south to north that really makes all the difference. Get a quick check of the tropics again. Post-tropical storm Lee still getting some updates from the National Hurricane Center as it has its land interactions, of course, moving to the northeast around 22 miles an hour. Tropical storm Margot, very disorganized at this point. It may actually become a tropical depression a little later. If it gets some more organization in the days ahead, there's a chance it reforms and gets tropical storm status once again. Then we have Nigel, born officially as of 11 o'clock last night. Its presentation on the tropical satellite much more promising here as we go through the next several days. We'll have to watch its course, but I think likely going to stay east of Bermuda. Could become another major hurricane again. And a wave coming off the African coast has some decent development odds here in the next week. That would be Ophelia, should that name should that situation actually emerge. Here's the 3-day forecast out now a full 7. We introduced the first day of fall officially, astronomical fall, of course. Middle and lower 80s during the day, 60s at night. So gradually, Emma's starting to cool off a little bit as we typically see these kind of ebbs and flows in the weather patterns here in September.
All right.